just did 18 miles of the North Atlantic side on the train. Now we are going to do 12 miles on the bus. Now before I get into any historical information that must be divulged to you in that regard, I always ask a question. And in that question, I expect to get a unanimous response. So that question to you all, ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy that ride, that tour on the train?
Yes!
All right, very richly said, unanimously done. Nothing less than what I was expecting. Now, because our country is one that is so rich historically, naturally beautiful, and our people are very friendly, I always start with the history of our country. Now, for the sake of history, we'll have to say that we'd have still been on the French-controlled side of our country because we would have still been coming from Basseterre. And remember, Basseterre is French. But as expected, there would have been demarcation points which would have indicated to us where one control ends and the other begins, a case in point. Where this large tree is currently planted, before that was ever planted there, a large fig tree was planted there to serve that purpose of demarcation. So in that time, when you got on this side, you'd have now been on the British control side of the island. Because I'm going to show you where the British 17th century fort is still standing and maintained to a certain level by the Brimstone Hill Heritage Society. So those people living in that village on your right, even up to today, that village still goes by the name of Fig Tree because of what transpired back in.
This is Sandy Point.
Now this village of Sandy Point, it used to be a commercial town in the 17th century. 3 churches in this village that goes back to that era of time. This is one of our homes that takes care of our elderlies, or our senior citizens, the Royalty Elderly Nursing Home Care, established in 2010. The first of the 17th century churches, the Methodist Chapel here on our right, still going. And as we proceed on, we are going to see the Sacred Heart Roman Catholic Church, then finally the St. Anne's Anglican Church, which is commonly referred to as the Church of England because as the British soldiers were staying at the fort, it is said whenever the opportunity availed itself for them to worship, they strolled in from the fort and they came to the church. And because they were British soldiers, the commonality of that name, the Church of England, was placed there. So up to today, sometimes that church is referred to as the Church of England. So right here is the Sacred Heart 17th century Roman Catholic Church. There's nothing modernly appealing about it, as you can see, but the Roman Catholic still goes there for worshipping purposes. The Paxton Medical Center, named after a family that went by the name of the Paxtons.
With the monkey.
Oh, you saw it, yeah, right. So it is said that family had all of that land allotted to them, and they gave it voluntarily, freely. So the government of this era of time now built it with the help of the pioneers, and when it was completed, it had to be named, and they quite rightfully remembered the name of that family who made such an unselfish gesture, so that today we can be beneficiaries of that beautiful medical center. So even though they are not here today, when the story is being told, their name still lives on in the hearts and the minds of the citizens. Now this is the St. Anne's 17th century Anglican Church. As I said, it is commonly referred to as the Church of England because of the British soldiers worshipping there during that time. Now all of us have our volcanoes in our different countries. And I can only speak on behalf of our volcano here. It's been said our volcano here has been dormant now for over 400 years. And I, as a citizen of this beautiful country, I am glad for that report. And I wish it could continue. Because you know as well as I know, no matter where we travel on this planet Earth, whenever or wherever volcanoes erupt, there's nothing could be salvaged from its eruption. The end result is always disaster, destruction, and grief. We've seen it in the Orient, we've seen it in our own countries. Away from us, the end result remains the same. Now I say all that to make a case in point. That vast piece of land right there that you're looking at, that is what is left of the British 17th century fort. In other words, they were where the British soldiers were staying while they were here occupying our country with the French. It is called the Brimstone Hill Fortress, the Brimstone Hill National Park, or the Gibraltar of the Caribbean. But whichever name you are comfortable with in referring to that, the fact of the matter is, all that vast piece of land that constitutes that fort, it all came about from a volcanic eruption. So when I say there's nothing that could be salvaged, you have living evidence of it right here before our eyes. Now, if you are here differently and you'd like to go up to the top to see what it has to offer, this is the road that you'll have to take. And I can assure you, when you get there, you won't regret it with what will be shown to you. Now, those rocks that you're looking at, seashells and fossils still emanates from those rocks, which is to say to you and me, it was below sea level before that happened. But as you're looking at it where it stands there currently, it is 800 feet above sea level. It has also been declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO on the 5th of December 1996. In 1782, while the British soldiers were still there, occupying the fort with their subordinates, an invasion occurred when the French came unannounced with 8,000 of the reserves that they had, and they had the British subdued and subjected for almost a year. But the following year, in 1783, it was given back to the British when the Treaty of Versailles was signed and the terms and conditions was then met and agreed. Now, what we normally do, whether in the high season or the low season, we take a minute here to give you an opportunity to take a picture of the fort. And I am going to vie for our fort because I believe our fort is going to come out head and shoulders above all the others. So I give you opportunity there to take a picture. Now, after it was met, the terms and conditions and the signing, the British soldiers and they are overemphasized. But if you just take a back and realize under the circumstances of which the work was done, remember there was no mechanical help. All that work was done manually. So that's why it took such a duration for the restoration process to be completed. Now that's our highest mountain. Before our independence, it was called Mount Misery. Anytime I say that, that's the response I got. I grew up as I was younger, when I was growing up with my parents and grandparents. In the evening, they used to say to me, go outside and look at Mount Misery, see if it has on its hat. Simply mean if there were any clouds above, they refer to that as the hat for it. So if I come back and say no, they will say, well, tonight is going to be very cold because Mount Misery doesn't have on any hat. So I knew from way back that was the name given to it, Mount Misery. But But after our independence now, on the 19th of September 1983, it's no more Mount Misery, it's Mount Lyamega, simply meaning fertile land. And the height of it there, where it stands there now, is 3,792 feet high. And within that area lies our dormant volcano that I just told you about. Our national flowers, which are known to us here as the flamboyant or the poinsettia. Some trees coming up on our bottom right produces for us our national flowers. So right here on our right, these trees, our national flowers comes from these trees here on our right. As we proceed on this tour, we are going to encounter a village that is called Old Road. Now this village of Old Road, it was the first town in the entire British West Indies. And this came about because of what transpired in 1624, when a man by the name of Thomas Warner, he came with a contingent. It was said his grandson, but there were two men who grew up around him in his age group. The name of one was Michael Lambert, of whom it is said this village is named after up to today because of what transpired way back in 1649. And the name of the other was Samuel Jefferson, who was known as the great-great-great-grandfather of America's third president, Thomas Jefferson. So Mr. Lambert, Mr. Jefferson, and Mr. Warner grew up as a threesome. But Mr. Warner, he was the first governor of the entire British West Indies. So from the village of Old Road in St. Kitts, he colonized all the other islands. So St. Kitts earned at that time that coveted name as the mother colony of the entire British hemisphere. He continued on in his vein. He used to ship back to Europe his rum, his tobacco, his sugarcane, his Sea Island cotton, until finally he passed away in 1648. Well, it appears that his friend, Mr. Jefferson, was a bit aggrieved that his good friend Thomas has suddenly departed and left him. So the following year, in 1649, Samuel Jefferson also passed away. Now both of these gentlemen, they used to attend worship services at our oldest church coming up by the Pass, which was built around 1626. And because of the friendship that they had while they were alive, even when they died 1 year apart, they were not laid to rest separately. But here is our oldest church where those two gentlemen used to worship in their time, their lifetime, and they died in 1648-49. So where those two little shape houses are, to the east of those two tall palm trees there, beneath there lies the remains, if there is any today, of Thomas Warner, who was the first British governor, and Samuel Jefferson, the great-great-great-grandfather of the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. So if you're an American, a bit of history is there for you with your third president. His great-great-great-grandfather, Samuel, was laid to rest there when he passed away in 1649. So if you're American, as I said, you can go back and say to one of your family members or friends, and it was shown where our third president, great-great-great-grandfather Samuel Jefferson was laid to rest when he passed away, way back in 1649. Of animals. We refer to them as our robot monkeys. You see one there in the cage right here, and one is at the bottom there running around. Now that cage in the past used to be almost filled with those, but as time progresses, they got away and they somehow, but it's down to about 3 or 4. So I refer to them there as the family of 4. Now, I always say that the head of the home, which is the father, is always at the top in the east, looking out to see if anyone is going to come and trouble his family. So, as I said, it was the French who brought them here as their pets in the 17th century. Well, that was then, this is now. You see, he's at the top there, as I said, as the head of the home, looking out for his family to see if anything as is expected as the head of the home the natural will do. So he's always at the top there. But as I said, the French brought them as pets. But that was then. This is now. You cannot go to any one of our farmers today and say, look at those pets. They are the absolute opposite of that. They are absolute pests to our farmers. Our farmers cannot get their crops to grow as they would really love to. But that is not the part that really concerns me. What really appeals to me is when I am told in no uncertain terms that the monkey population exceeds the human population. So there were more monkeys established in the country. And this is not something that was assumed, but this is something that's been studied, analyzed, compiled, and presented. So factually, more monkeys. Now with that fact established, who knows what might happen to us as a people. One day we might face an invasion where they decide to invade and take over because they are more than us. And we'll surely lose the encounter. And we don't know when, so it's double jeopardy for us. Now one day as I was speaking about that, a lady was sitting right there, I could vividly remember. She said, Mr. Gardner, did you ever saw the picture with the planet of the apes? I said, what? She said, did you ever saw the picture with the planet of the apes? Well, I said to her what I saw, and it wasn't a good sight to behold. She said, well, don't be surprised, Mr. Gardner, you might just become the land of the monkeys. Because and everybody started laughing him because no one expected that would have been her response. But whoever saw that picture would never like anything like that to happen to them in the land of their birth, because as I said, it wasn't a good sight to behold then. But as I said, it was humorously done, and we enjoyed the humor for as long as it lasts. Now this church, built in 1838, the Ebenezer Methodist, still going. And this is a village of Old Road that we are in, which was the first town in the entire British West Indies.
What's the name?
Ebenezer Methodist.
No, the town.
Old Road.
Old Road?
The Old Road. Okay. It was the first town in the entire British West Indies.
This is Old Road.